All right, I've been up to a few things with the truck, and I wanted to kind of show you what I've been up to. So just a few things, nothing that's really shows a good amount of progress or anything, but things I've been working on. So a couple of things I've done, and I talked about this earlier, but I put on the new upper control arms. These have a bit better of an angle with this joint here. This ball joint has a bit better of an angle, a little bit larger tubing than the stock, and it provides for a bit more room for articulation with between the A-arm and the spring, so you get a bit better articulation there, and that seems to just operate a little bit smoother. What else did I do? Let me get back underneath here. A couple other things. So I did replace, which you can't see, but up in here, the hub and wheel bearing assemblies. I replaced it because the truck has 100,000 miles on it, and it's really about time to have those replaced. Going around the other side, this is something I'm working on. I'll just show you really quick. So the up in here we've got the sway bar links, and those tend to start wearing out and making noise. So right about 100,000 miles. That's another thing I'm going to be replacing as well here in the next couple of days. So that's a quick thing on those two things. In the back, let me turn the truck around so I can show you. All right, truck's turned around. This is the drawer system. It's decked, the deck system. And I did get the optional tracks here so I can tie stuff down inside the truck. And these drawers, of course, open up. And we've got the deck boxes. I've heard a lot of things about these drawer systems, and it really took me a long time to try and decide on this, because it does take up, this is like a foot tall, so it takes up a lot of space. And I'm worried about when I put the bed in, you know, how much space does that leave me for sleeping in here? And then where do I mount the battery system and the rest of the charge controller and all of that to run my refrigerator? So let me just go over a couple of things, my impressions on this deck system. Super easy to install. It's kind of like putting together Legos. All the screws, they've got a fun set of instructions. Their videos are kind of fun, and it seems really sturdy. They're pretty rudimentary in a sense. They're not really, it's hard to tell on video, and all the pictures I saw, as far as, you know, the fit and finish on these things are somewhat rough. Not to say they're not good quality, it's just that you know, there's gaps and things. They're not a waterproof type thing. They do say, like, they even show water pouring down on this thing, but you know, as you would tell, like the gaps here, there's no way, you know, that would be, you know, waterproof or dustproof or anything like that. They have a seal here to keep water from just pouring in when you close the drawer. That seal here will keep the water from just going in, but, you know, it could go in through here. There's gaps, you know, here and there. The gaps are really nicely done around the edges. It's just, you know, it's a big modular piece of plastic. They seem to be pretty quiet. I don't hear it inside the cab. They tie down to the bed of the truck with these little J hooks in the back and in the front in these little boxes, which is a little disappointing because there's a lot of room behind here, and you're wondering, you know, I was kind of wondering how much space would I gain in these little things they call ammo boxes, and really none. I mean, it's just you could store a couple of little tiny things in there, and there is a lot more room below there. Like, this drawer could go all the way back to here, yet it does not. They just make these, you know, they make one system with a new deck. I think that's, you know, so they're very modular for any truck. So you lose a lot of space, but there's not quite enough space to put my batteries out underneath the deck system somewhere. So you kind of lose this space, you lose that space, but you've got good sized drawers, and then you've got these boxes. These are the little hooks. These are little hooks that for that track system that are pretty cool. So I bought some extra hooks, so I have those. I can tie down that bed. Other camping gear, and then these boxes, which everybody shows these boxes just fitting in here and not moving around. They slide all over the place. So It's like I thought, oh, they would be stuck in here some way, but really no. Oops, I'm showing you. But they really just slide around in here. That sits in a little groove there because it's got little feet on it. So when that goes in there, it stays put. It's pretty good. But these, look at the bottom of that just looks like that, so it's just going to sit and slide around in here. So the deck boxes, I think they're kind of cool. They'll be nice for storing stuff in. I did boxes on this side, so I've got this is a large box, so you basically have to pull these out to get access to this one. Slide it forward, you can see how large that one is. So I'll be able to, this back one, you can see how it kind of stays in place, I guess. I mean, it does still shift around. It used to be all the way back there. I don't know, it shifts around a bit. I don't know how I don't know. It's not fantastic, but they're good little boxes to go in there. I think they could have made those fit in a way that like these little dividers fit in here. They do make little hooks so that you can clip these in place so they don't come out. But the dividers just have a place to go in here. You can divide your gear up. I would probably say is that so some of these aren't perfect, so you can see there's a little bit of you can tell it kind of warps down a little bit here because it is just plastic. And if you slam that door shut, it closes, but it doesn't want to shut very well, just closing it slowly. So you really have to slam this door shut and then it'll shut good. But that's the drawer system. They have these really good wheels. They roll really well. And it looks pretty good. I think it's going to be good for storage. I just haven't made up my mind 100% how much I love it. They're very industrial, so they seem very sturdy. So here's another thing I'm going to do. So this bed is a 5.5 foot, so it's 5 feet 7 inches out to this point, not to that point. So my bed, which is just over 6 feet tall, won't fit in here, right? So what I'm going to do, let's pull these doors all the way out and I'll show you. So I need a way to extend that. And so I take one of my max tracks, my max tracks can just sit in there, which extends that. I know it's not perfect, but this is at least an idea I have right now. And I already know what you're going to say. When I get the max tracks dirty, am I going to want to put it in there? And no, I'll have to put a bag over to clean it up or something. But usually I haven't ever had to use my max tracks yet, but I want to have them with me. So this is what the bed looks like inside the truck. And you can see it comes out to that point with the drawer sitting out. Here in the back, this I've already set up. I don't know if I have any pictures of this yet, but this is the sports. It's hard to, this is kind of what it looks like if I get a whole picture there. You can see that guy, it's a tent off the back. Basically, look at that picture right there. It gives you, for this back, a little bit of an awning here, and then a full door, or you can roll that back and you've got a screen door here that comes to the back of the tailgate. It works pretty well. So when I've got the bed out, you can get in, but you still have a screen so they keep the bugs out. And then the fly all keeps the rain off if it starts to rain. That works pretty well. Now to the problem. Oh, and what could be the problem? Well, you can see the problem if you were looking closely at just how big that bed was and just how much stuff I'm looking to put in there. I'm going to outline that in the next video and show you what the resolution of that is. I've got a better design coming up, and that'll be on Sunday, so check back quick for that video. If you haven't done so already, subscribe if you can. Hit that like button. Peace, and I'll see you Sunday.